What's poppin', Cougs? Welcome back to Coug on the Clock. I'm Alex Huddleston, and I'm joined by two of the producers for Unorthodox Sports today. So, you want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, so this is actually our director. I'm a producer. I'm Trevor Junt.
Yeah, I'm the director for the sports department. I'm Damien Alvarado.
That's right. Super excited you guys are here. We've been playing the show for so long. We've been wanting to do a producer show together. So I'm excited. You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
I feel like I'm ready.
For sure. Let's get into the show. Into our first topic, we have college football playoff tournament picks. You know that. Don't laugh at me, bro.
You could have just said college football playoff. But yeah, college football playoff tournament picks. That's what we're going with. I'll start with my top four. How about that?
Top four.
So I said Georgia, Alabama, Cincinnati, and Oklahoma. So first off, Georgia, their defense is just dominant. I think within 9 games, they've only allowed 5 touchdowns total. 59 points. That's insane.
Like, no doubt the best team. And
yeah.
Like, oh, gosh.
And then Alabama. I mean, Alabama's Alabama. They curb stomp teams all the time. They're dominant. Cincinnati. The thing with Cincinnati is, like, the type of competition that they face isn't, like, too competitive. Mm-hmm. So we'll see there. I think the hardest team that they faced was Notre Dame, and they won 24-13, which is still a convincing win. And then Oklahoma, they actually lost on Saturday. They lost to Baylor. But Caleb Williams actually played really bad, and they took him out and put in Spencer Rattler. So it makes me iffy on Oklahoma, but I still trust Lincoln Riley and their program.
Right. No, I mean, I'll go from there, too, as well. I have my number 1 team, which would be the Bulldogs, and then Alabama's 2, Ohio State 3, and then I have Oregon and Cincinnati at the 4 spot.
You have Oregon in there?
Oregon and Cincinnati.
Not even top 10.
I have them at the 4 spot.
What?
But here's the thing, like with the Bulldogs, the reason I have them there is they are the clear-cut winner for the national championship. Their defense, hands down, has been the best all year. 6 points per game. That's ridiculous. And then their offense has improved week by week, which makes them even scarier, right? And then with Alabama, you said Alabama's Bama, so they're going to beat teams no matter what. Nick Saban, best coach in college football, top recruiting class every single year. And they have a guy named Bryce Young who's leading the nation at quarterback.
My goodness, yeah, Bryce Young's scary.
Yeah, and another thing is, like, they survived the upset bid versus LSU a couple weeks ago. And, they came up with those big stops and eventually won that game. So Alabama, number 2, and then Ohio State, Oregon, Cincinnati. And then you made the point that Cincinnati hasn't really played tough competition besides Notre Dame. Hey. So that's why I have them there.
What, you going to say, like, Tulsa? You going to say, like, hard competition?
No, hey, if you're playing at a D1 level, I think you're a good athlete.
Okay, Cincinnati just played at 2-18. They played at 2-18. So let's just
we'll give Cincinnati its respect. They are undefeated, and they have one of their players have been on that team for a while now. A lot of them have one of the strongest senior classes. So Cincinnati, since they're 8 are undefeated right now, it's valid.
All right. So I don't even want you guys to look at my picks. I got Georgia at number 1. Yeah, that's a clear cut. Allowed 5 touchdowns all season. That's nuts. Number 2, I got Cincinnati. Number 2. It's just because I like to see a team like that. Like no one really pays attention to ever. That's really cool. So I'm gonna put them at number 2. They've had 2 1-score games all season against Navy and Tulsa. So don't
Tulsa game. Ooh.
Stop it. Number 3, I got Ohio State.
Ohio State, yeah, go on.
You. They've had 1 loss against Oregon for some reason. That doesn't count. But they've had 4 games where they've scored over 50 points. So I think that's something. Right? Yeah. They're able to move the ball.
Their quarterback just overtook for the record of most touchdowns by any Cincinnati player of all time. So that's a cool stat.
Oh, for Cincinnati?
Yeah. And then what was your 4th team? What was your
that was 3rd. Ohio State's 3rd. Cincinnati's 2.
What's your 4th team though?
4th team, Michigan.
Michigan? Over Michigan State?
Okay, so look, Michigan was undefeated until they listen. Michigan was undefeated until they played Michigan State, and then they blew a second half team. Which, you know what? Everybody has their bad day. I'm a big Harbaugh fan as a Niner fan, so I love Harbaugh. So I want to see him be successful because I know he is on the hot seat right now, so he's in win now mode. So I want to see Michigan. I'm gonna give Michigan number 4.
Every college coach is in win now mode.
Yeah. Okay. Harbaugh, especially because he's been there for 5 years now?
Yeah.
And they haven't really done much with the program. but that's because he's been building his recruiting class. So this is his team that he's recruited. This is the team that he's built. So this is the team this is his team.
I'll disagree with you there. I don't believe Michigan is better than Michigan State. First off, second off,
they lost.
let's bounce back to freaking Oregon here. He said Oregon at 4 is a possible spot. What solidifies Oregon as a good team to you? Why do you think they're a top 4 team?
Okay, so back to the Oregon point. I know their only loss was against Stanford, and Stanford is 3-6.
Dude, Washington State beat Stanford.
Exactly, and then Utah just beat Stanford 52-7. And the reason I like Oregon, they have a guy, Kayvon Thibodeau, and
Kayvon Thibodeau,
yeah. I like the way their offense plays. I love their defense. And another thing about Oregon is they play in the Pac-12, and I feel it is hard to play in the Pac-12 conference because everyone beats up on each other.
It's not harder than the SEC or the Big
since like the
Ten.
90s, bro.
Well, all I'm saying is that college football teams beat up on each other, and that is why, most Pac-12 teams don't make it top 4.
So do you believe? I don't believe in the Oregon offense at all. The defense is great. Don't get me wrong. But do you think they have a good enough offense to actually continue?
Obviously, I don't think they're national championship material, but I do think playoff material. I think they could be at the number 4 slot.
Okay. Well, with that, are we good to move on?
I think we're good to move on.
I think we're good to move on. All right. And on to the next topic. We're going to talk about NBA basketball. I personally, it's a pretty broad topic. We got personally, I did mainly most of my research on the Warriors, because home team. What do you guys have? What?
That's typical. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Whatever. Okay. What do you guys have?
No, I have some stuff on the Warriors. I have some stuff on Luka and the Mavs, and then I have some stuff on the Lakers as well.
You watch more basketball than I do, so that makes more sense. Damien, what do you have?
No.
Let's start with
I have
Trevor.
college basketball knowledge, so I was just gonna.
College basketball?
Well, me too.
I'm just saying.
It's just better to have stats.
Yeah,
so
okay,
whatever,
we
go
pull
on.
some stats
Okay,
and go from there.
Okay, well, let's talk about the Warriors first.
All
Makes
right.
you guys comfortable. We have some Bay Area people.
I am
Lakers
not
and
Bay
Warriors.
Area, LA.
I don't care.
baby.
California.
Talk about the Lake Show.
Okay, so first off, the Warriors. The Warriors are 11-1. They're at the top of the Western Conference by quite a bit. I think the second most is the Suns at 8-3. Steph's playing like an MVP again.
Yes.
His plus minus is it's plus 165 right now. That's 40 more than any other player.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Cow. Caught myself.
And then on Friday, he passed Ray Allen for the most career threes of all time at 3,359. And he also did that in 585 less games. So that's insane.
No, Steph's a shooter. Steph is the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest shooter of all time.
I don't even think that. I think it's an objective fact.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not even an opinion. Yeah, it's who's gonna come along and beat. Like, I can't wait to see in 30 years, and we're old guys. We're like, oh no, like all the old timers now saying Michael Jordan is the best. Shut up. You're a LeBron fan.
I believe
I'm not
LeBron's
gonna argue with
better.
you.
I have
Whatever.
LeBron and
Okay,
Michael Jordan 1A. They're both there, bro.
We're escaping the topic. We're like, it's going to be amazing to see how athletes and the sport evolves in 30 years, and there's someone that's going to pass Steph. Like, that's nuts to me.
Dude, not just that, but a cool thing on Steph. Steph now has 36 games with 9 or more threes in the game. The second most is James Harden and Damian Lillard with 9.
Yeah, it's like
so
nothing,
36 and 9. Holy crap!
Yeah. No, Steph. Right now, Steph is actually leading the Warriors with points, and the whole team. Second place is Jordan Poole, and he's like 100 points below Steph. So it's not even. Steph's just off to the races. And
Hey, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Who else will be leading that team in points? Like Draymond Green, the guy that averages 8 a night.
Klay Thompson,
like
if he
Draymond.
wasn't hurt.
Yeah, Klay Thompson playing right now.
Yeah.
He's playing. He's
So
scoring every night.
Listen. So the Warriors are having a very successful season, right? And they're outscoring teams. But this is without Klay Thompson. When Klay Thompson gets back, can you imagine how the league's going to be?
Yeah.
The Warriors are back.
I feel like
we're back, baby. Bay Area sports, we're back. That's right.
I'm so excited. Like, I felt like it was inevitable that the Warriors were going to do good this season based off of how they performed last season. I mean, I know Curry was out with his hand injuries, multiple injuries last year, and that's part of the reason why the record wasn't as good as it was. But
it was off-season.
the way they played in the play-in tournament against the Lakers, and I know they lost the playoff spot, which was controversial that they were the 8th seed and they had to play in still. But the way they ended the season showed just how good they were going to be this year. And I feel Steph being out, Clay being out, allowed the young guys to step up. And I feel that's why they are where they are now. And obviously Steph Curry playing like an MVP, and with Clay coming back, hopefully in the next month or few weeks, that'll be a for sure thing and help the Warriors keep doing as good as they are.
So I know a big basketball opinion right now is James Wiseman doesn't really help the Warriors. What's your opinion on James Wiseman?
I like James Wiseman just for the fact that he's a hustler, and I know like they missed out on guys like LaMelo Ball and
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards, there you go. And I know they missed out on those two guys, but I feel he does fit their system somewhat just to be the hustler guy. Like obviously they utilized Draymond Green that way, and they turned him into a player that. And if Draymond Green went to any other team, he would not be as good. He would not be a good.
I don't know if you guys saw this play, but like
I feel he's
like Scottie
good.
Pippen.
He's like Scottie Pippen.
Okay, not like Scottie Pippen. I think Scottie Pippen Scottie Pippen could start on any other team, but I don't think he'd be as much of a star as he was if he didn't go with the system that
what's his name?
Phil Jackson had.
Okay, hold on.
I don't
Let's
think
just
Scottie Pippen
pause right here.
Pause.
You realize we're not pausing the show. I'm just pausing you. You realize after the Bulls, he went to the Blazers and was one of the best players in the league with the Blazers. Without Phil Jackson, like
Again,
what?
I'm more of a football person.
So am I.
Leave me alone, man. It's not much on my show, dog.
He's gonna cut this part out.
Yeah, at this time, man.
No, it's
Oh
good.
my gosh.
Let's go to the Warriors. I mean, the
Good
Lakers.
conversation.
You want to say anything about the Lakers?
It's a comparison.
Oh yeah. So without Los Angeles Lakers, obviously a whole lot of new players. But one point I want to make is, I feel where they're struggling is defensive guard play off the bench. I know they were able to pick up Avery Bradley when the Warriors released him, and he's been a huge help for the Lakers. But not re-signing Alex Caruso, I feel is the Lakers' biggest mistake. That was their biggest mistake.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that people say about the Lakers too is like they're better without. I mean, they're better when Russell Westbrook or LeBron play separately. I straight up just disagree with that notion. I think when you have more ballers on the court, you're going to be more successful.
Right.
Obviously, they're missing LeBron right now, and Russell Westbrook's stepping in. And he's playing better. He's playing more. But I mean, I still think like I said, more ballers, you're going to be more successful. Like the Nets. People didn't think the Nets would be successful, but they were. So that's just what I believe.
Right.
Once LeBron hops back in, the Lakers will become a really good team again, and they'll make the playoffs. They'll probably be like the 4th seed. That's just what I think.
Right.
But the Warriors are winning it all.
They're winning it all.
They're winning it all. We're back. We're back, baby.
And then before we jump into the next topic, I want to talk about Luka for a second. Dude.
Okay.
I'm a big Luka Doncic fan, and my goodness, he is 22 right now, and now he is 6th all-time in 30-point triple-doubles at 18. He just passed Larry Bird. The Mavs, I mean, I think they're 8-4 right now, and they're not really like that good. I mean, Kristaps Porzingis isn't good. Luka doesn't really have anybody that will help him out surrounding him. Jalen Brunson is a good point guard off the bench, but I mean, you got to help Luka out. Jason Kidd is not that good of a coach. He showed that he's not that good of a coach in Milwaukee. So I don't know how you can fix the Mavs right now. I don't know how Mark Cuban can do his little mastermind thing and try to fix the Mavs.
Yeah, there's something on Shark Tank that can help him.
No, and I think that's like one thing a part of basketball is people forget that it's a team sport. Like I know you have greats like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, but you need help. To win an NBA championship, you're always going to need help, and I think people forget that. And so when they pinpoint blame on Luka all the time, saying, well, you take all the shots, I mean, that's his play style. But to pinpoint him as why they're not winning playoff series and going further than they did get to the second round last season, right?
They lost to the Clippers.
Clippers. So you need help, and Luka does need help. And I think that if they could put someone with Luka to pair him, I think the Mavs could be one of the top teams.
I mean, and they tried with Kristaps, though. It just wasn't successful.
Yeah. Well, I think they didn't utilize Kristaps right. I mean, they threw him in the corner. He's a big man, and they had him shooting corner threes the whole game.
He's scared to dunk, though, too.
Yeah.
Last season, it looked like he's scared to get physical. I don't know. And maybe he's still worried about his meniscus or his knees. Alex, do you have any opinions on Luka Doncic and the Mavs?
No. No, okay. Well, if we jump back to the Lakers real quick.
I actually have an idea.
The Lakers play better when Anthony Davis plays as a big man rather than spreading the floor.
Like a center?
Yes.
Or like a power forward?
I would say more of like an interior power forward.
Okay.
Like I know he could spread the floor, but when he gets in the paint, he opens things up for the rest of the team.
I agree with that.
Okay. I've been thinking on a better comparison.
Oh, for Draymond Green.
I have two. Either you could say Steve Kerr.
Bro,
No,
okay.
Okay. I'll do you one better. I'll do you one
Horace
better.
Grant. Horace Grant.
Horace Grant is actually a better comparison.
It is better. Okay, cool. All right, we'll do
But
that.
it's still not that good of a comparison. But first off,
All right,
Steve
are we
Kerr.
moving- let's
No,
move
we're
on.
not moving
I'll-
on yet.
okay, before-
let's just revel on the fact that he said Steve Kerr is similar to Draymond Green.
Draymond Green.
Okay. Now I think we can move on. I personally think so.
All right, time to move on to our next topic. Our next topic is the bad luck of the Oakland. That's why. The Las Vegas Raiders. What is going on? Damien, you're a Raiders fan. What do you want? I mean, let's see. We have Henry Ruggs, a wannabe NASCAR driver. Damon Arnett threatened someone with a gun online. Don't do that, dude. Come on. You're at a top level, high what?
Just go on.
Okay, high level athlete. High level. You're someone in the world. You can't be doing something that ignorant online. So Damon Arnett that. Then Coach Gruden. Racist, homophobic remarks and emails. It's a mess right now for the Raiders. But however, the Raiders are still competing on the field. Like they're actually, in my opinion, a top competitor in the AFC right now. AFC's a mess. AFC's wild, which we'll get into that later. But the Raiders, I think there's with all this going on, it's like a soap opera. It's what?
Just you said that the Raiders are a top contender in the AFC.
I think they are.
Kind of silly to me. Kind of silly. Okay.
I don't agree.
Look.
I mean, I don't agree with them being a top contender at all.
Look, that 2020 draft class with Henry Ruggs and Damon Arnett, that was terrible. That was like a Jamarcus Russell draft class, right? 2019, the year before, I think they had like one of the best draft classes in the year. I mean, you get players like Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Abrams, Max Crosby.
Yep.
What's the other one? Hunter Renfrow. He's,
Third in Renfro.
dude, he's awesome. He's a hitter too. He's a receiver. I don't know. What's your opinions on the Raiders, Mr. Raider fan?
Mr. Raider fan. Yeah, no, I mean, I know a lot. There's been a lot outside of the football field for the Raiders. You have John Gruden's emails, what just happened with Henry Ruggs.
Which our
And then
condolences
when you just-
to the families.
And you
involved.
just mentioned Arnett. And I know like there's a lot going on with the Raiders outside of football, but on the field, the last 3 seasons, I think they have performed. They just can't get it done in the second half of the year. And that goes back to coaching. I think that fell on John Gruden's coaching. He had them 6-3 in 2019, and then they flopped to 8-8. And then last year he had them at 6-2 or 6-3, and then they flopped to 7-9. And then this year they started off 3-0, and then they lost games to the Chargers, which Chargers are
That's a
actually
good
really
team,
good
though.
this
Chargers
year.
are really good.
And they have Justin Herbert at QB, and I love Justin Herbert. And then having to go against Patrick Mahomes and Herbert
Dude, Patrick
twice
Mahomes,
a year
man.
now.
Pat-
I'm just saying that like those guys, right? And
Hey,
then
whoa. Okay. You say like Patrick Mahomes isn't much? Is that
he's
what you
writing
said?
them off.
Dude, the Madden curse has caught up to him. They've had him
Oh,
on
my
in 2 years
goodness.
in the last 3 years.
Oh, my.
Dude, he's leading the league in interceptions thrown.
Yeah, that doesn't
Yeah,
mean
he
he's
has
bad.
one off year,
He's
one
not bad.
slump
I'm not saying he's
season.
bad. I think Patrick Mahomes is the future of the NFL. But he's not having a good year this year. So I wouldn't.
One
I
bad
wouldn't-
season. You're gonna write him off.
I'm saying no. I'm not writing him off.
He
I'm
said,
saying- no,
Mahomes,
listen. I'm writing him off this year.
I'll
This
tell you
year-
what.
You
I'll tell you,
can't
you're
write 'em
wrong this year
off.
too, because the AFC is a wild card. So Patrick Mahomes has to step up. Andy Reid had to step up. The Chiefs are at least making it to the AFC Championship. They are.
I don't like the wild eyes you're giving me, bro.
Okay.
I agree. I did not write off the Chiefs. Once we go
I'm
into
right.
the NFL championship picks, Bills and Chiefs are still there. I don't care how bad the Chiefs are doing right now.
So the Raiders, I just want to focus on John Gruden for a moment.
Yeah.
So John Gruden is going to sue the NFL, he said.
Yes.
He said that like they went after his character and they tried to like put the blame on him.
Which
Wait, let me say.
they went
let me
after
say
his character.
So there was 650,000 emails through the Washington football team that had like racial remarks and like homophobic remarks and stuff like that. So I mean, like, you can't just pin this all on John Gruden. More people need to be held accountable. The NFL doesn't want to hear it. It's true. The NFL is messed up. The owners are messed up. Coaches are messed up. So I mean, they don't want to face John Gruden with these facts because they're going to lose. They're going to lose, and then they're going to find out that a lot of their upper management are very messed up people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If I'm the NFL, I'm terrified of this case.
I don't know. I personally, as I don't even know what to explain this as, but like I kind of want to see all those people get held accountable. I want to see the scramble. I would actually be fascinated. What teams what teams emerge out of this mess, right?
It would make a better league.
Yep.
It'd be crazy. Better league. Out of purity wise, out of good people in management. But it would be fascinating to see what teams climb back like from just the depths of hell that the league has gone into, as in a personality wise of who's
Right.
staffing in the NFL.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that'd be pretty fascinating, honestly. Do you have any more thoughts on the Raiders?
Other than that, me personally from a fan perspective, and then seeing how people treat Derek Carr, a lot of people wrote off Derek Carr, and
I like Derek Carr.
including me.
I have too, yeah.
Right?
Really?
But he's done a great job this season. He was leading the league in passing yards, not touchdowns, but passing yards first few weeks in. And it's more so what he does off the field and how he keeps the Raiders together. He has a strong leadership presence, and he was one of the first ones to make it a point that Ruggs needs people to love him right now. I know Ruggs did make a mistake.
He did.
And it is sad
But
that
it wasn't a malicious mistake.
Right.
But the
He-
issue is
he shouldn't have gotten
couldn't have done that.
drinking and driving, right?
Right.
And yeah,
But-
my goodness, you're right. Derek Carr as a
Yep.
leader is he's a great man first off, and a great
I
leader.
guarantee you Derek Carr the next day went and talked to Ruggs or called him at least
Yeah.
in the next week. Went and talked to him. He's a good man. He's a
I'd agree.
really good person.
And besides the point, it's more so just he is the Raiders franchise quarterback, and I think that is a guy you would want as your franchise quarterback, someone who could rally the troops together,
Yeah.
and then just get all of Raider Nation together. Regardless if the Raiders do not win a Super Bowl or they do win one with him, I still think you roll with Derek Carr,
Yeah.
just based off his leadership and what he has done so far on the field.
So I mean, I understand love is above all things.
Right.
Showing love is great, but I mean, you also have to realize talent on the field.
Yeah.
I think Derek Carr's
I do not think he's talented enough to lead the team to the Super Bowl. He's not a next-level quarterback. I mean, it's not just John Gruden that makes a team fall off every year. Derek Carr, his stats fall off every year as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at some point, you have to realize.
reflect just the play call.
Oh, yes, but also, as a quarterback, you're the most important player on the field, and you control your team. So, I don't know. I think, yes, love-wise, he's a great leader.
Right.
But talent-wise, at some point, you have to move on.
Okay. Well,
I could agree with that.
Yeah.
The Raiders might have to move on. Should we move on?
I think we should move
All
on.
right. Let's get into our next topic. All right. Last topic of the show, we have our national. So we're not allowed to say the name.
Oh, the Super Bowl?
Nope, stop it.
The Super Bowl? I'm talking about the Super Bowl?
You're going to be censored this whole show. We're not allowed to say the title of the National Football League championship game for copyright reasons. So we're going to call it the big game, the National Football League championship game. We're not going to say. Good. Okay. We're already practicing. We're not going to say that. So what do you guys have for picks? What do we got, Trevor?
So, my picks for the NFC, I think, is really competitive, and I think you can have two
Yes.
teams from the NFC facing off in the. So yeah, I mean, Arizona's at the top of the NFC right now. If you look at the playoff picture, I have it right here. Arizona's at the top. Green Bay's at the top. But the team I truly believe in is the Buccaneers. So from the NFC, I think the Buccaneers are going all the way. They have a great defense. They have a great offense. Tom Brady is playing at the MVP level right now. So I don't know. That's pretty much unstoppable to me. And then the AFC, there's currently 9 teams that have 5 wins. The AFC is just straight up wild. Seriously.
I don't think the AFC's winning this year.
Tennessee, I think, is legit. Baltimore lost to
Without
Miami.
Henry?
The thing is, Henry comes back
He comes back later
at the
in
end of the
season.
season. Yes.
Can they keep up the winning?
I think so. Yes. They just beat the Rams 28 to what was it, 16? And then the Chargers are good. Buffalo's good. I thought Buffalo were the favorites. But yeah, I thought Buffalo. I'm just gonna say it. I thought Buffalo were the Super Bowl favorites.
Okay,
The Super Bowl favorites.
Censored.
I thought they were the Super Bowl favorites. And I still think they could win it all. They need a better running game. Their defense needs to step up. But yes, Buffalo is the Super Bowl favorites overall. Who I have winning is the Buccaneers. Over the Buccaneers over the let's say the Chargers. The Buccaneers over the Chargers in the.
Oh, you have the Chargers in the Super Bowl.
Yes, I do.
What's your picks?
Oh, wow. I mean, dude, I just said it too with the NFL championship. Though I didn't choose any matchups, but I do have the Bills, Buccaneers, Packers, and the Rams as all options to make it to the Super Bowl. I said it again. Does it matter? Are you going to censor this?
Super Bowl?
Yeah, I'm going to censor it.
All right.
Super Bowl.
Times.
Super Bowl.
Y'all know the word.
Super Bowl. Okay.
And no, but for my Super Bowl winning pick, it would have to be the Buccaneers. But I don't want to write off the Rams. They just signed Odell Beckham Jr., and they also just lost Robert Woods to an injury. But they still have Cooper Kupp, and then I like the young guy Van Jefferson, who has 27 catches and 46 targets for 433 yards. So I think, and Matthew Stafford, right? So they've been doing pretty well.
For Robert Woods to go down, I feel like Odell Beckham is a better option to replace Woods.
Over Robert Woods?
I think he's a more versatile player. I feel like more of an athlete than Robert Woods is. And nothing is wrong. I think Robert Woods is a great receiver.
That's factual.
I think Odell Beckham is a great replacement for Robert Woods. So I think if their offense does anything, it gets better. Just because they lost a receiver doesn't mean anything. I think they actually are going to do better than they were.
So wait, let's go back to Damien. Damien, your 2 picks for the Super Bowl and your winner.
Okay.
Who are they?
Buccaneers versus Bills, and I have Buccaneers winning.
Okay.
Okay. I have. Here we go. Because Trevor's gonna make fun of me.
Okay, yeah. Let's go on.
NFC. I got the Rams or Cardinals. I think the NFC West is the strongest division in the league. Not even just the NFC. I think it's the strongest division in the league. I have Rams or Cardinals. Third option, I got Packers. Packers. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna do what he does.
Once he's back, he'll be destroying. Yeah.
Which I think he's coming back
on Sunday.
Yeah. So we'll see about that. And then AFC. I got. Don't look at me. I got Browns and Raiders.
Browns and Raiders are your favorites?
Third option, Bengals.
What?
No,
what?
No way. You got him walking off.
What are we doing? What are we doing here?
All right, listen.
What?
Listen.
Okay.
Listen. All right.
Bengals?
No, just that. You said Raiders.
I know.
Oh my.
All right. I think Raiders.
Give me somewhat of an explanation. Just somewhat.
All right, Browns. All right, Browns. I feel without the distraction of Odell Beckham, because I think Odell Beckham is wants the attention. You know, he's kind of a diva. I think, and with the first game without Beckham, the Browns were great. They were passing the ball everywhere, spreading the love. You know, I think the Browns are a lot better without Odell, in my opinion. So I think the AFC is just a mess. I think the teams are everywhere. I think the only team that makes sense would be the Titans, right? I think the Titans would be in that championship run. But my question is are they going to keep up the winning without Henry? Can they win all the way until he comes back? So then that's my only question about the Titans.
So what about when he comes back? Is he a non-factor? Are they a non-factor? Or?
I think when he comes back, I think they can win games.
So keep in mind, they're in the AFC South. The AFC South is horrible. The second best team is 4-5, and it's the Colts.
But they don't just play AFC South teams; they play other teams.
No, but they're going to get into they're going to at least be the 4th seed. That's the thing.
All right, that's true. And then Raiders. Based on how they're doing right now with all the adversity they have against them, I think it's one of those like movie moments.
Derek Carr is truly an elite quarterback. Derek Carr is very elite. And John Bisaccia, genius head coach. Genius head coach. Interim head coach, genius. The Raiders, bro? What?
Whatever. And then the third option, I got the Bengals.
They're not even. The Bengals aren't even like. They're in
Do
the
we-
playoff picture right now.
Do we even give him time to discuss
No,
the reason why?
no.
I don't think it's valid.
Give me your Super Bowl champion right now.
It's not
Give me your Super Bowl champion.
Cardinals. I got the Cardinals winning. Cardinals winning. Winning.
So that makes sense. That makes somewhat sense. There we go. We got that. We got that. Okay. The Cardinals. Okay.
And I've been riding with the Cardinals since day one. If you go back to a couple weeks ago when we watched the first Cooling Clock, and I think I was with Gunner for that show, I said Cardinals. First place. I have the Cardinals. The Cardinals are awesome. I'm so excited about the Cardinals. I called it last year. I was saying, the Cardinals are a new team to beat. And everybody was laughing at me. Everybody said, no, they're nothing. You know, the Cardinals are legit. They're a legit team. I think they're a legit playoff team. Legit championship team.
Yeah,
For the
they
next
are.
5 years.
They are. But
The 5 years.
Yeah, they are. But your AFC picks are wild.
Dude, the AFC is wild. You're right.
I said that. Yeah. But your
But-
AFC picks in particular are extra wild.
Hey, you gotta believe.
Can we just touch on the fact, though, that Tom Brady is in his 22nd season and he's in the MVP discussion?
Yeah, and it's insane.
Can we talk about the Browns could possibly win the Super Bowl?
Tom Brady's 44 right
Right.
now.
The
Or is that right?
Browns.
The Browns. I believe in the Browns. I like.
Thank
I like
you.
Baker
I
Mayfield.
love the Browns.
Kevin Stefanski is actually a genius head
Yes.
coach. Like I actually think he's a great head coach.
Okay, well then, all right, just quick. Let's not having a discussion about it. What's your MVP pick?
So the thing is, there's a thing called voter fatigue. It happens every year.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thing, LeBron should get the MVP every year, in my opinion. But there's voter fatigue. That's just going back to like the NBA. Tom Brady is the same way. Like he is so good. He'll probably throw for like I think he's on pace for about 55 touchdowns. That's the record. 55 touchdowns is the record.
crazy.
So I mean,
That's Mahomes' record now, right?
no, that's
Still Manning?
Yeah,
Still Manning?
But he could break that record. The thing is, there's voter fatigue. I think truly the true MVP candidate right now is Tom Brady because he's consistent. Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson are the other ones.
They dropped out.
But they're not dropped out
They're not dropped
officially.
out, but like within the last 9 weeks, and they've been in the race, but you know, it's like they hit a bump.
They're so up and down.
Yeah.
The second
Brady has been consistent.
Also, the second half of the season is always when the MVP really explodes.
Yep.
Like if we go back to the
Mike White.
Lamar Jackson, Mike White.
Mike White's the MVP.
2019 Lamar Jackson, the first half of the season he didn't do super well, and then the second half of the season he blew up, and then he was the MVP.
Right.
So I don't know, just that happens all the time.
Well, didn't Joe Flacco start in the first half of the season? Or is that no? That was the year before, and then he started.
No, Lamar Jackson started that entire season.
He did.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike White's the MVP.
Cool. Wait, so everybody said that MVP, and then I think we should sign off probably.
Alrighty.
All right.
Okay, Tom Brady is my MVP.
Okay.
Tom Brady.
I'll just go with Tom Brady.
Really?
What?
Really?
You have a
Across
different
the
opinion,
board?
but
I'm tired of arguing. Whatever.
if you ever, just say your MVP pick if it's not Tom
Yeah,
Brady.
it's fine. We
Who do you
won't
think
argue.
it is?
We won't argue. We can just sign
I'm
up.
gonna say Ben DiNucci.
He's not even on a team.
You're not. You're right.
Ben
All right.
DiNucci?
I think you know.
Give me a real MVP candidate.
Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady. You're right. Tom
Okay.
Brady. I was just trying to be funny, but you know.
Kyler Murray's another one.
I was
That's
going to bring that up,
possible.
yeah. Kyler Murray.
I would say Kyler Murray, but I feel
You didn't
like
mention him when you talked about. Did you mention him? No.
I mentioned him when I talked about the Cardinals the first time.
He's injured
Okay.
right now. So
He is injured.
He missed last game, and he's probably gonna miss Sunday as well.
But their run game is just as successful. What's his name? John
James Conner.
No, John Connor's Terminator.
James Conner.
James Conner. James Conner is the running. He's going off right now.
11 touchdowns.
He's doing
He
great.
leads the league.
So I'm not gonna say Kyler Murray is an MVP compared to Tom Brady, but he is definitely I think in the top of the race for the other competitors. Are we good to go?
Yeah, I think we just broke the record for the longest Coug on the clock in history.
You're
so
welcome. It's because Trevor Junt's on here, and you know his shows are an hour for no reason.
It has to be at least 25 minutes, like for me to show up on a show.
Yeah, he doesn't take my show seriously at all. In the meantime, if you have Instagram, if you have Twitter, follow us on Instagram at unorthodox.sports. On Twitter, you have Wazoo Unorthodox. Thanks for tuning in. My name's Alexander Huddleston. We have
Trevor Junt signing off.
Damien Alvarado.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Like and subscribe. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs.
Go Cougs.